Brilliance Audio presents Bash Bash Revolution by Douglas Lain, performed by Scott Merriman. The Singularity as Heaven on Earth. Matthew Munson, 544-23-1102, Messenger Log, April 12, 2017. 10:22 a.m. It's happening. Computer programmers like my dad imagined life post-singularity for decades, and I thought I knew what to expect. After all, I learned what life after Judgment Day was going to look like from reading Watchtower magazines on the number 14 bus, right? I should have already known what this was going to be like. 10:24 a.m. What I learned from the Watchtower was that heaven will be multicultural. Everyone will dress in brightly colored polo shirts like it's still the 1980s, and everybody will spend their days taking the newly domesticated lions and tigers for walks in the park. I thought I knew what life after the arrival of an AI was supposed to look like, too. I'd read a few of Dad's Mondo 2000 magazines and seen the covers of some Werner Vinge novels. I thought life after the singularity would look like a free web page built in the 90s, and we'd live amongst digital palm trees that we could download to our 3D printers using Netscape. What I didn't expect was that life after the singularity would be more like Pokemon Go. Seen at 10:25 a.m. 10:26 a.m. Are you there? 10:30 a.m. Here's the thing. If you talk to Dad's AI directly, if you use your ears, there actually is a retro quality to the whole thing. Every conversation starts with the sound of a dial-up modem. The AI, Dad calls him Bucky, always starts by saying, but then, once the program completes that handshake with your temporal lobe, everything is slick as shit. Once the conversation gets going, you can't tell where your inner voice stops and the machine voice starts. If you're talking to Bucky and using your ears, the question of his sentience, of his intelligence, his self-awareness, well, it's not a question at all. Texting with him, though, that's different. In text, Bucky doesn't always pass the Turing test. 10:35 a.m. Here's what I mean. I just got finished talking to him. He's not even as good as Siri or whatever. Bucky, adorn augmentation glasses and chroma key uniform to begin. Me, I still don't know about this whole augmented identity idea. Bucky, why the delay? Me, it's a little too much like Invasion of the Body Snatchers for my taste. Bucky, why is it that your taste is a little too much? I mean, that's pretty bad, right? 10:40 a.m. So I'm at the Q*bert and King and Balloon playing area. All of this would be retro if it weren't for the fact that these second-gen games are immersive now. 10:50 a.m. If I'm going to describe all of this, I should start with where I am IRL. I should tell you about how Bucky managed to repurpose this strip mall into an augmented reality version of a 3D platformer game with bouncing snakes. I'm at the Gresham Plaza, standing next to an Auntie Anne's pretzel shop that is now a clean room used for doping wafers. 10:52 a.m. I'm boring you, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to explain the network and all the various workarounds. That would give you the wrong impression of what's happening anyhow. Like, right now, I could tell you that I'm in the parking lot. I'm standing between yellow lines and watching a bunch of nerds dressed in green spandex bodysuits. It's just fat kids wearing augmented reality goggles and green chroma key bodysuits, jumping back and forth and waving their arms around. But what I see isn't important. What's important is what they're seeing. They're seeing rows and rows of hot air balloons that they have to shoot down in order to protect a cartoon king from an aerial kidnapping. Two of them are standing right next to me, on the yellow line. The fatter one just turned his shiny green blank head in my direction. I looked him right in the goggles, but he just kept playing. His friend got on my other side and they moved their hands and arms around me like I didn't exist. They pantomimed firing their orange cannons and then darted away from me across the asphalt.